thank you to everybody who has joined so far. We'll hop into it. Jim, the first thing I want to talk about is just wrapping up. Assumedly, we're close to done in the portal at this point. The portal is closed, um, but there's still guys out there we might, give an opportunity to. The biggest news, though, over the weekend as far as player acquisition, getting a player, is Arian Carter back at Tennessee. I think that was a big shot in the arm to the defense. A guy who, he loves Tennessee. He played most of the year with turf toe, and credit to Josh Heupel, he convinced him to come back.
Well, yeah, I don't know if you read the VolQuest post, but um, you know, for a guy of his caliber, he had to definitely. Obviously, he didn't do it overnight
Mm-hmm.
because, we got Amari Campbell, which was a huge pickup, and he didn't want to disrupt the room, but honestly, there was people reading the VolQuest board. It was hilarious because some people were like, "Oh, we're gonna have to revoke his VFL card," but he took it right back. And I love it. I know we paid the guy. I
Yeah.
understand that had some something to do with it too. But the dude's a VFL. He could have went to any school he wanted to,
Yeah.
and he decided to stay back. And honestly, our linebacker room is vicious. I forgot Eric Kane told me this, or told the board the stats, and it's like insane amount of tackles and insane amount of games played in the linebacker room, and that's huge.
Yeah.
Absolutely huge.
Well, now that you got Carter back, you're combining, Carter. We all know he's good, and last year was not, prime Arian Carter. I think the end of 2024 was.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the start of this year. Like, I think his high point this year was the Mississippi State game. He was incredible there, but you have a guy now who's back in the fold that knows what it means to play for Tennessee, and then you have the guy from Penn State who knows the defense. So I think those are your two leaders on the defense, man. I think it has the chance to be one of the best linebacker rooms in the country. I don't think that's crazy to say at all. I'm not saying it is. I'm just saying it has a chance to be.
Oh yeah, and we're going to talk about more that the Vols got later today. But can we? I guess we could agree on this. I feel like at this point, after the hires today, which we'll talk about, you got to be all in on Heupel. He has showed that you got one of the best defensive coordinators on the market.
Yeah.
You got Poindexter, who is excellent recruiter. You got Jackson as well, and what's his name, Michael Hunter.
I'm not sure.
The cornerback coach, the DB
coach. Yeah.
And again, fantastic. I think this was a slam dunk. Other than the quarterback situation, it was a slam dunk portal season for us this year.
Yeah, and that's the quarterback situation is obviously a big deal, but some people forget that we had a guy who was at App State and had cancer playing for us at quarterback last year, and our offense was not, terrible. It wasn't great in big games, but it was not a disaster like a lot of people thought it would be. I think, I'll just roll into Ryan Staub now. Like, obviously, that's a guy who's just coming in to push the young guys, to me. And I guess we're obviously still waiting on Joey. If he wanted to come back, they would take him back.
He's your QB1 automatic.
Yeah, and but I'm glad we went ahead and I said last week I thought by the time we came back and did another show that we would have a quarterback. We do have a quarterback. It's not terribly exciting, but that's just where we were at that point. And like you said, everywhere else in this offseason so far has been pretty good. You go out and get a national championship winning defensive coordinator and a national championship winning strength coach. You can't ask for more than that as far as, staff. as far as the staff goes. Like the guy from Indiana, what's his name? He help me. Owens.
Mm-hmm.
Derek Owens. He's the highest paid strength coach in the country.
Well deserved.
He literally just won a national championship, and Tennessee was able to get him here. And Jim, I'll throw this out there. The vibe around Danny White has not been great recently, pretty much since October. But I don't think getting Knowles happens or getting Derek Owens happens without Danny White helping that process. I mean, we have money to throw around is my point.
Oh yeah. And speaking of Derek Owens, I don't know. It's gonna be hard not to say Owens, but I mean, look at his record over, his tenure: 65-9 overall record, 40-5 in conference. He's got 2 college football playoffs, 4 conference championships, 12 postseason appearances, a Heisman winner, obviously Mendoza, 30 plus All-Americans and 9 Conference Player of the Year awards. That is a insane resume for a young guy. I mean, how old is he? He's in his 30s.
Yeah, he's an up and comer for sure. I think he had like a cup of coffee with Heupel at UCF, so I guess there's somewhat of a connection there. But I mean, either way, it's a tremendous hire. And I know when you're talking about the strength coach as football fans, you're really scraping the bottom of the barrel. Like, not a lot of people who are common fans even care about the strength coach, but to the people who know, this is a big deal. Like, strength coaches matter a lot. Like, they basically run the offseason and besides spring practice and fall camp. Like, this is the guy. And they start workouts tomorrow. So
yes, a psycho. These, and again, there's 2 more that we haven't even talked about, and that's Josh Huff and Carl Miller coming over with Owings. And these guys, first of all, have you seen the picture of Josh Huff? Dude's a psychopath.
Complete lunatics. And that's what you want.
Yeah, and honestly, they look at the fire Indiana played with all year.
Yeah,
that it has to deal with them too, and I'm super stoked because I felt like that was missing from the Vols last year. There's no violence on defense. Like, that's what they preach is violence, and same thing with Knowles. It's about violence and going and hitting somebody. And again, with the portal acquisitions we got, I love it between Quay Moss, Metcalf. All the guys we got, and like you said, Arian Carter coming back. It's like, what's crazy is that our 5th linebacker is Jeremiah Thielander.
That's about right. That's about where you want to be. No hate to the young man, but
he's going to play in certain situations.
Yeah, he's going to be out there because he's experienced, but he doesn't need to be out there every single down. I think that is an improvement for sure. But yeah, the hiring him, $1.2 million, pulling him away from a team that literally won a national championship last night cannot be understated. How huge that is and how much of a statement that is. By
the dude signed with us on Tuesday.
Yeah, and apparently people in Indiana knew and they just didn't want it to be a distraction. I mean, kudos to him. I mean, I wouldn't want to make Kurt Cignetti mad.
Cignetti didn't know.
Yeah, exactly. Like, don't be a distraction to the team. Finish out your duty. But as soon as that game was over, he was ready to come to Knoxville, and I'm thrilled for it. So, but we have a few more guys to talk about, Jim, that hopped in the boat since our last live show.
Let's do it. I love
it. You got it. You're the portal insider, so I'll heed to you.
Well, I'm more of a fan, but I do get my stuff from very reliable sources. Who do you want to start with specifically? Because
I want to start on offense because we hadn't really got much offense.
You want to talk about everybody, or you want to talk about the recent ones?
Let's just start about the ones we didn't cover last week.
Okay, so Javin Gordon. Javin Gordon to me is actually a huge pickup and not really a lot of people talking about it, but I think he's going to be a great 1-2 combo with Deshaun Bishop. And
Yep.
obviously, I think Dwayne Morris is going to get some playing time too. I mean, he showed little spurts as well. My biggest concern with both these guys is the pass protection aspect of playing this running back role. Is yes, both these guys, all three of the guys could run. It's just I'm worried about protecting, especially if George McIntyre's quarterback. You
Yeah.
have to protect the guy. But Javin Gordon, I mean, he had 128 carries for 516 yards, 5 touchdowns, averaged 4 yards a carry, which is great. Again, I don't think he wasn't the starting running back, so he was kind of sharing a load at Tulane too, I believe. So again, you got to take that with a grain of salt.
Yep.
But I think he's going to be excellent in this offense. I think this was a good pickup. Obviously, wasn't Tennessee's first choice. I know they were going to go with Perry from Louisiana, but that didn't work out. And I mean, Gordon fell in their laps. And again, this kid's going to be going into his sophomore year. It's a
Yeah.
kid that could be around for a little bit. And to me, it's a great pickup.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, you can see it on the tape just as a freshman at Tulane. I mean, with the right coaching, and I think Tennessee has the right coaching for the most part on offense. He could be a stud, and like you said, he's going into his sophomore season. Like we can have him for 2 years at the minimum.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
At the minimum.
like we always say, you never know what's going to happen with the transfer portal, but assuming things will work out well, this could be a piece that blossoms not just next year but the year after that. So I think it's an excellent pickup.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it's about getting somebody that fits in this scheme. And to me, like I know you wanted that Florida guy. To me, he didn't fit the scheme. I mean, he was a bigger back. To me, I want these fast guys, man, because the way we spread out, defenses, you want guys that hit a hole and they're gone.
Yep.
And that's what we got. So, and Dwayne Morris, people, I mean, he hasn't really gotten to play a lot. People don't realize how fast this kid is. And again, they're going to be fun to watch this running back room. But next I'll move to the wide receiver / cornerback because this guy, according to Deion Sanders himself, saying that this was, Travis Hunter Jr. I'm not saying he's going to be as talented as Travis Hunter, but that's pretty much what he was saying that this guy was coming in to replace Travis Hunter. But Isaiah Harge. There we go. But I mean, 2A guy, plays corner, plays wide receiver, extremely fast. He's really lightweight. I'm assuming he's going to be a return specialist kind of guy. The wide receiver room is obviously absolutely loaded. So, I mean, you might see some packages for him, maybe an end around or, here or there. Who knows what Heupel, has up his sleeve. But, more of a return guy, maybe a depth piece for the cornerback room, just in case we need, someone. Hopefully, to God, we had enough injuries last year. It doesn't happen. But yeah, I like this pickup. Especially after Gavin Freeman hip hopping around.
What a loser! What a complete loser! Get out of here! Like, he went to what?
He went to Baylor.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Like, okay, whatever. Go have fun with Dave Aranda. I'm sure that'll be great. Whatever. But I think Harge is the Gavin Freeman type player. I mean, I think it might even be an upgrade. If Deion's saying this is Travis Hunter, potentially Travis Hunter Part 2, I mean, you can't have much higher praise than that. So I think it's an excellent pickup. And we also dipped back into the O-line and got Donovan Haslam.
Yeah, big. This was a big one. And people won't realize because everyone's thinking he's a depth piece, which I think he will be. I mean, I think everyone's expecting Ori Williams to be our right tackle, but this guy's a swing type of guy. He can play guard, he can play tackle, and I mean, he had great stats. I mean, he had 0 sacks allowed with just 4 pressures in 2025, with a 74.7 PFF pass blocking grade, with over 1,200 career snaps under his belt. If someone goes down, I'm glad we have him behind him. And again, I think this offensive line is going to be obviously David Sanders is playing your left side tackle. I mean, that's set in stone. Wendell Moe will probably be your left guard. But to me, I think if we could if Haslam or somebody could maybe, figure out center, I would love Pendleton to get a guard spot. I think that's just where he is most comfortable and would really benefit this offensive line. But if not, you got Pendleton and Perry and Ori Williams, or you can move Perry to right tackle. It's, Haslam could be a guard. This was a great piece for this offensive line with, with Lance Hurd leaving, with all the people that we have to, replace depth wise. Max Anderson left, Bennett Warren left.
Lance Hurd.
Yeah, the big pieces left. Yeah. Yep, Satterwhite, who probably won't play at LSU. But yeah, Haslam is one of my favorite pickups just because, it's a position we really needed. So,
yeah. I mean, when you're talking about the O-line, it's not if somebody gets injured, it's a when. I mean, they might not be out for more than a few plays, but they get rolled up on all the time. And we got to have our designated PAT injured player for when we're trying to save some breath on defense. Like offensive linemen are going to go down is the point. And having as much depth as possible, like playable depth. And this guy's experienced. He was at West Virginia for what, 3 years, right?
Yeah, he has over 1,200 snaps. I mean,
that's if he ends up just being a depth piece, that's a pretty good depth piece to me. I think I agree with you 100%. That's a really good pickup. We also got TJ's brother. What's your read on that one? Because to me, that's more of a favor to TJ.
Yeah, and I mean, hey, you got to be decent to get in Michigan's defensive back room. So, I mean, he's not bad. He'll be a good depth piece. I don't see him starting with the guys we picked up, but if someone goes down again, you gotta have those bodies to replenish. To me, you're gonna have Lee and Redmond are gonna be your 2 starting corners. That's most likely what's gonna happen. Quay Moss probably be our nickel guy, the star guy. I'm actually curious. Hold on, someone's trying to call me on a thing. But anyway, sorry. Okay. I was actually curious on Jim Knowles. Is Pilates pretty dang quick? Would you ever think of him being a star guy?
Yeah, I mean, you don't see that too terribly often. The linebacker,
certain situations, Ryan. Certain situations.
Yeah, the linebacker to secondary switch is a lot less common than the secondary to linebacker switch. But you're right. I mean, he is a fast guy. I mean, spring practice will reveal a lot because I mean, we got 5 guys listed at safety. I mean, that's where they're going to prove their, earn their snaps. I should say, that's where we're going to hear a lot, just about who rises to the top. But I would hope we're not having to move around Perlotti because that would mean none of those, a lot of those guys haven't panned out, at least in spring practice. But because that's where you would be switching positions is in 2 months' time in spring practice. But it's an interesting thought. I mean, I think you could do it, but I would love to keep that speed at
maybe in the red zone, something like that.
Yeah, I would just love to keep that speed at linebacker going sideline to sideline.
Yeah. I mean, and we'll get to the defense because the defense is absolutely loaded. We had a couple pickups since we last, talked on defense too. But last guy on offense, I'm pretty sure that we haven't talked about is Trent Thomas,
Mm-hmm.
6'5", 254-pound tight end. I mean, he's obviously coming here to block. He doesn't really have a lot of receptions coming from South Alabama, which is, understandable. I mean, we got Deshaun Brame and Ethan Davis. Those are, two good pass catchers. This guy's going to be a blocker for sure.
Yeah.
But obviously, I mean, he can catch the ball if he has to. Hopefully won't hit him in the face mask and, drop it or anything like that.
Yeah, the Van Dorselaar transfer, I mean, I'm not tore up about it. It's just kind of disappointing because I think he would have been good here. But,
Yeah. I mean, he had the disappointing little things, but he was good.
Yeah, I mean, he earned some snaps in his freshman year. I think that says a lot, but he was mostly a blocker. Like, it's not the end of the world. And I think that's why we brought in Trent Thomas, just to fill that role again. Because, like you said, Brame and Davis are the more pass-catching tight ends. I mean, I'm not saying they can't block, but you would like to have a true blocker in there for certain situations. I think it's another good pickup. Did we already talk about DJ Burks from App State?
Well, actually, we have one more offensive guy, and obviously it's the biggest position that we were worried about.
Ryan Staub.
Ryan Staub. We won't take long on him. Here's my take on it is obviously he's going to be a depth piece because George McIntyre is probably going to be our guy. Again, if Joey miraculously gets granted a year, there's going to be a lot of eyebrows raised for this Tennessee team because if you get the SEC leading passer back with the running back room, with all his guys that he's already have, chemistry with, they better watch out. If Tennessee's defense can turn it around like we think they're going to, this Tennessee team could be very dangerous next year.
Yeah.
And again, that's a miracle to happen, but
yeah, it is a long shot, but it is there. It is a possibility. But I'm glad they went ahead and got a guy just in case that doesn't happen. I mean, we were already thin on options anyway, and like obviously, I think the best thing for the program. I mean, it's clearly the best thing for the program is George or Faison show they're good in their freshman year. I think that would be the best thing for the program.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Starting another rental for a year and not knowing what those guys have again would be disappointing. But if that's what has to happen to be a serviceable SEC offense, I mean, it is what it is. You're hired to win games, and that's his number one priority. If Staub gives you the best chance, he's going to start him. But man, I really hope one of the freshmen emerge. I mean, that would be exciting because you would know that you're probably not going to lose him. I mean, at that point, you would pretty much pay them whatever they wanted, to me, if they proved themselves worthy. And you would have them for 1 or 2 years, depending on who it is.
Ryan, think about the story if George McIntyre just absolutely balls out.
Yeah. I think that, a lot of people have been talking about this too, like bringing in that new strength coach. It's either going to be George's best friend or worst enemy, and it might need to be both.
Yeah.
Like he's got to put on weight if he wants to, play for 12 games. Like, and I'm not, like, when we talked about this whole deal with Nico during 2023, like people were saying the same stuff. I think he would have been fine, but it's just pretty nerve-wracking watching a tall, skinny guy like that getting hit. So hopefully he can put on 20 pounds and be ready to go if he's the guy. But, yeah, the quarterback situation, we were tore up about it last week. I'm still a little bit, annoyed about it, but.
Well, let's going back to Owings, the Heisman Trophy winner said probably the coolest things for a Tennessee fan to see.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Mendoza on McAfee show credited Owings for helping him add 15 to 20 pounds after joining Indiana. And again, to me, if George McIntyre could add 10 to 15 pounds, George McIntyre is very, very good accuracy-wise. He has a cannon of an arm, and he's pretty mobile.
Yeah.
His ceiling is very high if he could just put on some weight before the season. Because if George McIntyre adds 15 pounds, before the season starts, what's everyone's excuse now? What's everyone's excuse? You're going to say, oh, well, he has no experience. Sure, I get that. But that's it. I mean, he's got the talent to do it. He's got the year in the offense. He's going to have the whole offseason to learn. Think about how good Faison Brandon's going to be after in the strength program and learning the offense throughout the fall and the spring. That's your backup option, bro. Like that's huge.
I mean, it has happened before where teams have a good freshman quarterback. I mean, I know it happens. It's happened a lot less recently just because of the whole nature of the transfer portal. But all through the 2010s, there was really good freshman quarterbacks all over the place. Like Trevor Lawrence was elite as a freshman. It can happen. So at the very least, it'll be exciting. But if I'm not going to get mad at people for being upset about that at this point. I mean that's about the only thing to be negative about to me. Like,
God, dude, imagine we pulled off getting Sam Levitt. Just imagine.
Yeah, that's what it's so annoying because we took two big swings and missed both of them.
But think about it. You get Levitt, you're probably not getting Carter back.
Yeah, I mean the margins would have been a lot thinner at that point. You're probably not adding a lot of these people we added this past week either. I mean, I'm sure Tennessee could, they could scrounge up some money somewhere, but when you have money to spend because you missed on $6-7 million guy,
I feel like this was the plan all along with Owings, to be honest. I feel like this was Heupel's guy, and that's why it was so easy. Like last week, this dude's about to be getting ready for a national championship game, and he's signing with Tennessee. Like this was like Heupel probably knew this for about a month now. Like he's probably been talking to him like, "Hey, I want you as my guy. Bring who you want," type thing. And now he's the highest paid strength and conditioning coach there is. So,
yeah. I mean, like I said, pretty much the only thing to be mad about is the quarterback deal, and I don't think it's a complete disaster. Like we have two talented guys already. But you had to go get a third guy. I mean, that's just the only analysis I have for Staub. I mean, he's barely played in 3 years, so he will just be. I got to push him, and who knows? I mean, Trinidad Chambliss was barely known last year, and he almost went to the national championship game at Ole Miss. I mean, crazy things can happen. But you got any more thoughts on football before we move on to pretty depressing basketball team?
Well, I do want to talk about some defensive guys, but that's up to you.
Which ones?
I mean, DJ Burks. I think DJ Burks is a huge get.
Yeah, I mean, it's another guy to vie for one of the safety spots. I mean, I think that's great. I mean, the more competition you have, the harder these guys are going to work,
Yeah, I mean, this dude had, 73 total tackles last year, two forced fumbles and 2 interceptions. To me, that's huge.
Yeah, that's pretty good for safety there. Like I said, we brought in 5 guys who were listed as safeties. So we checked that box, and I figured we would, because that was what I've been complaining about, what a lot of people have been complaining about for the 5 years we had Tim Banks, is that we do not have a decent safety, and maybe one of these guys are. Hopefully 2 or 3 of them are good. So, but yeah. Any other guys you want to hit on?
Honestly, they're probably slipping my mind right now because I'm kind of like looking at some stats from DJ Burks right now. But yeah,
I have the list pulled up because we've talked about, and it's in order. We've talked about Haslam, Gordon, Metcalf, Thomas, Burks, Hard, Staub, and Carter. So I think that's it. I think that's the list there. As far as who we didn't talk about last week.
yeah, and we have some in, there's going to be some visitor. I mean, Tennessee is going to probably get another corner and hopefully a defensive tackle.
Yeah.
I'm hoping if someone from the national champion team, or again, you just took their strength and conditioning coach, which is a big deal to some players. You know, I would love 2 defensive tackles to be honest. If we could get 2, I mean, that'd be great. But I'm hoping Tennessee at least gets 1 of each. So we'll have to wait and see if anyone enters the portal from the 2 national championship playing teams, and we'll see. I mean, they'll get someone in the boat. So, yeah, let's get. I know what you want to talk about next, and honestly, thank God we don't have a game tonight.
I think we could not have had a bye week at a better time because I mean, they gagged all over themselves, man. I mean, that's all there is to it.
Yep.
There's nothing else to say other than that. Like, and I tweeted it as soon as the game went final. To me, winning teams don't lose when you have a 17-point lead at home.
Nope.
I hope they prove me wrong in the next 2 months, but it looks real bleak right now. Hopefully this bye week gets them going. But if we don't win one of these 2 road games we have coming out of this thing, coming out of the bye week, I mean, at Alabama, ranked, and at Georgia, who I believe is still ranked.
Georgia's playing pretty good this year.
Like, if you don't win one of those games, like,
Tennessee's going to make the tournament. I'm going to say.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not worried about that. It's just like if we don't get it together, we're going to be in there as a 10 seed or possibly even a playing game. Like, and I'm saying it looks bleak right now. I know it's still January, but I mean, and they kind of did this last year too, where they started off bad and finished stronger. But we had 2 guys last year, and Rick Barnes even talked about it. Like, he said he doesn't think they lose that game if they had Meshack and Ziegler out there, and I agree with him. But it's also his job to lead the team if there's no leaders on the court. And I don't think he did a very good job coaching in that second half. Kentucky was just high ball screen, dribbled, beat us off the dribble, and kick out for a 3. And if they weren't kicking it out, they were going to the basket and getting fouled or making it. Like, there was not much going on as far as adjustments go in that second half. And what was even worse is Kentucky was just not missing, even when we were contesting them decently from 3. I mean, it was just a comedy of errors, especially in that last 4 minutes. I mean, Jacoby Gillespie, dude, like, you were great in the first half, but that second half, specifically those last 4 minutes, were about as bad of a performance from a player I've seen in a close game in a while wearing the Tennessee uniform. Like, I
blame that 100% on Barnes, though. 100% on Barnes.
How so?
Jacoby Gillespie's red hot in the first half.
No, and he sets him down.
Picks up his second foul, and he sits him. Yep. And then you know what Mark Pope does? He says, "Hey, we got to shut this guy down. This one guy, you shut him down, because realistically, Gillespie is our only consistent guy that can shoot a 3 or really score. I mean, your two guard guy, Bishop Boswell, had 4 points. I mean, you're not going to win games like that. You're not.
Gillespie's the only one who even consistently shoots a 3.
Correct.
And I will give. I mean, you talked about it, I will give credit to Amen. I think he's getting better and better, but
yes,
it's not enough. When he only had 2 points in the first half. He had a pretty good second half, but like, from what we've seen from him so far, I don't expect him to carry a team yet. And that's what we asked him to do, basically, because everybody else was just, I don't know what they were doing. But there was one sequence, and even, and you combine that with the last pass that ended up giving them the lead, the transition basket off Gillespie's horrible turnover. But we had the ball up 6, and he like tries to give it to Brown, and he just gives it to, I think it was Oweh, who just goes the other way and cuts it back to 4. Like, we had a chance to go up 8 or 9, and we just give the ball away. Like, and that was with under 4 minutes too. Like, I mean, it was a horrendous collapse, and if you don't learn from that one, I don't know what you're going to learn from. I mean, we're running out of opportunities to learn here. Like, I was hoping they would have learned from losing 3 in a row back in November, December. I was hoping they would have learned from the Arkansas game and the Florida game, but we got smacked at home. I mean, we didn't get smacked on the scoreboard. We got smacked in the mouth just by giving up the lead horrendously. Like, if you don't learn from that, you're not learning from anything. So my ask is they win one of these next 2 road games. You don't have to win both of them. Just win one of them. And we might be able to turn it around.
Yeah, just saying, Tennessee Vol football just posted pictures of Owings meeting some of the players, and everyone looks happy there. That's all I'm saying. And it's awesome to see.
Those guys have a lot of energy.
Well, yeah, I mean, dude just won a national title literally the day before, and
he's probably there. Pretty happy.
Well, yeah, and plus, again, this is a hypo buddy I could be on board with. This guy has a proven track record, and he's going to bring everything to the table. Back to basketball. Tennessee proved in the beginning where you beat Houston. You're obviously a good enough team to beat good teams. They're kicking themselves in the foot, dude. And I think Rick Barnes has made some mistakes too. Again, the 2 foul thing, sometimes you're going to have to trust Gillespie not to do it. I mean,
well, especially when you don't have another point guard.
One. Yeah, you're going to run Ethan Berg out there, bro? What are we doing?
Ethan Berg might be the worst player I've ever seen wear a Tennessee uniform. Like, I don't know what he does well. And I would really be surprised if he ever saw the court again this year after that nonsense he pulled right before he got put back on the bench. Like that looked like a junior pro team. What he did. Like, it was – I mean, if I'm Rick Barnes, I'm not playing him the rest of the year. You've given him enough chances. But like you said –
play Amari Evans.
Yeah, I mean, and those guys I think both have bright futures if they stay at Tennessee. Play them over Berg, and Rick Barnes has been doing that for the most part, but for some reason he put Berg in a few minutes and showed why he was not putting him in the previous couple of games. I mean, but like you said, that's why the 2 foul thing, you might just have to trust Gillespie. And I know, and I tweeted it when he did it. Like, I understand that in the moment because he played 48 minutes in the previous game, but that's when Kentucky started to gain their momentum, was at the end of that first half when they cut it from 17 to 11, and then they didn't miss a beat pretty much the whole second half. I mean, they cut it to 6 like almost immediately, and then we fended them off until the last few minutes. I mean, it hurt so much more that it was against Kentucky, and we haven't beat them at home since Kennedy Chandler was here, which was 4 years ago now, or. Yeah, it was 4 years ago now. Like, I don't know, man. But like I said, just win one of the next 2 road games. And then the schedule eases up a little bit.
Yeah, we were top loaded.
Yeah.
Because again,
after the 2 road games, you have Auburn and Ole Miss at home, which are 2 very winnable games, is what I was going to say. Sorry.
No. Again, I think Tennessee can really turn around. And again, I'd rather them be losing these games now.
Yeah, 100%.
Figure it out. I think, honestly, I really do think Tennessee lost a lot when Cade Phillips went down. I think that was a bigger loss than what people, see it for. His physicality was huge, especially on the defensive side of the ball, and even on offense. I mean, the dude would grab a bunch of offensive rebounds and do his thing.
Yeah.
Here's my thing. What really hurt this team was not getting like a guy like Rodney Rice, and I know he's hurt the rest of the year now, but like that, you need to have multiple guys that can score, and we just don't have that this year. We don't.
After Gillespie and Ament, and you couldn't even say that about Ament until the last 2 or 3 games. Outside of them two, you're basically looking to the post for reliable scoring opportunities. Which teams
Ament needs to play like that every game because he looks a lot better.
I'm confident that he's getting it, but like I said, I mean, when everybody else is doing what they did, it didn't really matter much. And to top it, like the most annoying thing, we've talked about a lot of annoying things with this team so far, but free throws and turnovers, like we've done this in all of our losses. And I told you, I think the only game Tennessee basketball lost this year where they simply got outplayed from the jump was at Florida.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
I don't think anything we could have done that day was going to beat Florida.
And honestly, they were so close to doing that to A&M. They were so close to losing that game.
Yeah, I mean, and because we were turning them over and missing free throws. But in all of our losses, we were leading Kansas. We were leading Illinois in the second half for a little bit. We were leading Syracuse. We were close with Syracuse. That game was a little bit weird. But we shot ourselves in the foot there too. We were right there with Arkansas until we just fell apart. Like, this team has a knack for just falling apart because they cannot help themselves from missing crucial free throws or turning the ball over. I think we missed 2 front ends of 1-and-1s in the last 10 minutes, and then in the last 2 or 3 minutes, everybody was going 1 of 2 from the free throw line. And I was like, this is not going to work out. Like, this ain't going to work. And it didn't work. Like, Kentucky was too hot on offense for that to work, and it happened. Like, it was like a death by 1,000 dribble drives. Like, it was like inevitable. Everybody knew, like, the dread started hitting you with like 5 minutes into the second half. Like, this is going to happen, ain't it? Because they just were not letting up on offense. And credit to Tennessee for matching them for a while, but, it was just a joke. That whole game was a joke. So, but
baseball's 24 days away.
Yeah, I mean, that's good. That's really good because we need something to be happy about besides just football offseason stuff. But
dude, I'm excited. This baseball team. A lot of people don't realize this team is so stacked that there's people putting out their projected lineups. They don't even have Myatt in the lineup. Like, do they realize how good of a hitter he is?
I mean, I saw something where like the only hitter on our team that was getting any kind of preseason accolades was like
Henry
Ford. Yeah, it's like.
Well, what? Here's my thing. Do you play like? I know Reese Chapman has a lot of experience, but do you play a Reese Chapman just because he has a lot of experience, or do you play a guy like Tyler Myatt and put him in right field? And because to me, Blaine Brown's going to be in the lineup. Henry Ford's going to be in the lineup. I think Tyler Myatt should be in the lineup. Obviously, Levi Clark's in the lineup. Garrett Wright is actually hurt for a couple weeks, which is fine as long as he's back before conference play. But you're going to have a lot of young guys getting opportunities to play. I mean, Jay Abernathy's going to be in the lineup.
Yeah.
Manny Marin is going to be in the lineup.
I've said this before every baseball season. And we'll, of course, have a more in-depth preview in the next couple of weeks before the season starts. But don't get too hyped up about a freshman who's killing it in non-conference play.
Yes.
We have seen that the last 3 years with the guys who kill it in non-conference with Robin Villeneuve. And then last year it was Levi Clark, who ended up getting it back near the end of conference play.
He played really well at the end.
And but that like the first 7-8 weeks of conference play, Levi Clark was non-existent, and that's because there's an adjustment when you're playing in the best league in college baseball. I mean, that's just all there is to it. But yeah, that's all I got to say. But it's the same story as always with Tennessee baseball for now, and it's all about if Elander can keep it rolling, man. But
well, yeah, I thought it was funny. I've been seeing people say like bigger like D1 baseball and all that, talking about how Tennessee's worried about not having a Friday starter. I'm like, what are you talking about? How do we not have a Friday starter? I mean, you got the kid from Rutgers, who is like an all Big Ten guy. You got Arvinson, Tegan Coons, Appenzeller. Appenzeller, I think, is going to be an absolute beast. That kid is his arm slot for a lefty, nasty.
All those guys you just mentioned showed flashes last year, and I'm sure they've.
Other than Appenzeller, but yeah.
Yeah. The Coons and Arvidsson, like the talent was obviously there. But
I didn't realize Appenzeller was 6'5", by the way.
And he's a lefty too.
Lefty, and dude, his arm slot is like to me, it kind of reminds me of Chris Sale.
I mean, I would love to have Chris Sale on Tennessee baseball's team, you know.
Wow, Blaine Brown takes Christian Moore's number 1 number.
What a loser. I'm just kidding. I mean,
it'll be a good year, dude. I'm telling you. Henry Ford's my favorite number. That's cool.
It'll be exciting, but just putting a bow on basketball, I'm not giving up hope on them, but it certainly looks bleak, man. I think that's where I'm at right now. Like I'm at the point where I'm not even going to get mad at them anymore, because I think they just are what they are until they prove me otherwise. I'm still going to give them a chance, but I'm not going to get mad. Like, it's just where I'm at. But you got any more thoughts tonight, man?
No, get excited. We're literally 3 weeks away from baseball season. Basketball is going to turn around. We're going to go sunshine pumper here. Basketball is going to turn around. They're going to win 2 games in a row, and they're going to turn around, and everyone's going to be like, oh my God, they figured it out. And they're going to get to the tournament, and I'm not saying we're going to the Final Four, but I'm going to say we get to the Sweet 16 at least. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, that's all you can ask for, man. You get to the second weekend and you roll those damn dice. See where they fall.
You know what's funny? This would be the type of year, by the way, that
we would do
goes to the Final Four. This would be the type of year everyone's like, oh, this team sucks. And by the way, I've said that 100 million times. But, like, this would be the year they're like, oh, my God, we're in the Final Four. Like,
I mean, that would be just euphoria if this team was the one to do it. I don't care how ugly they look in January. I mean, if you're in the Final Four, you've had 4 good games in a row. So, I mean, it's possible, but I think there's a lot of work to do for sure. But for those who don't know, we are now partnered with VIP Play. And if you sign up using code 1796TN and bet $20, you will then receive $100 in bonus bets after that $20 bet is settled. It's free play. If you're into that kind of thing, it's free play. So go check that out. The link's in our Twitter description. Our merch shop, that beautiful Sunshine Pumper shirt back there. Give that a look. There's other shirts on the website too, but we appreciate everybody for tuning in, going up against Channel TN and Cousin Shane and all them. For the 100 or so people who have joined us, we appreciate you very much, and go Vols.
Go Vols, baby.